This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, what's
welcome
going
back.
on?
Yeah, welcome back to Opinion City. We're glad you're joining us today because we have a fantastically incredible episode today.
Magical episode, you could say.
It's unbelievable. You're really going to enjoy this one. We talk about wrestling, we talk about all kinds of other things, but today we've got some great conversations and we've got some great guests. Sean, who do we have today?
Today we have the lovely duo of Pancakes and Abby Jane.
Yeah, let's
who
bring
just
them
came
in.
back from a Disney.
Oh my God, it's us! That's so cool.
How are you guys
Hey, look
doing?
who it is.
Our names and we appeared.
Hey.
It was
So excited to have you
magical.
guys on the show. Just came back from Disney. How was the trip?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was my first time there.
Oh,
Not
your first time there?
Yeah, my first time.
Oh.
there.
Wow.
I've been there a few times, but it was
Newbie.
very special that it was
Yeah.
your first time because I got to just show him around. Like, you have to go on this and this
Yeah.
and this.
That's awesome.
Here.
It's so much fun when you've been somewhere and then you go with somebody that's never been there before and you're like,
Absolutely.
oh, you got to see this and you got to
Gotta
try
show
this.
them all
and
the
like,
things. Show them all
Yeah.
the things.
She was my Sherpa guide through the magic that is Disney.
Yeah.
It was
That's awesome.
That's
That is
awesome.
great.
Oh.
So let's start off at the beginning here. And, this is something we do with all of our guests. And
Right.
I always assume that people know what this means. So if you don't, that's okay. But why don't you start off by giving us what we call the Dust Jacket bio? Like, tell us who Abby Jane and Pancakes are for those who are living under a rock and may not know.
Right.
You go first.
So I'm Abby Jane. Obviously, this is Pancakes.
We went in alphabetical order.
I'm
Right.
a wrestler, and I have been for, I think, almost I've been just over 3 years now. Big fan of wrestling since I was like 13. I still am a big fan. And I'm just happy every single day that this is my life, that I get to live, that I get to be on podcasts like this and wrestle
Right.
on the coolest shows ever, especially with, my favorite person in the world being in tag team with him. Amazing.
Right.
Hello, I am Pancakes. I'm the coolest person on the planet, and that's true. And I have to believe that
Nice.
because if I don't, I don't know, I lose all my confidence.
Right.
Since I've been like 6 years old, have always dreamt of being a wrestler. That has always been like the end goal for me. So
Mhm.
that's where I am now. And honestly, my goal here is literally just to make friends and have as much fun as I possibly can. Not to
That's
mention
how
I
it
made
should be.
the best friend I
100%.
possibly ever could have. So
That's awesome.
That's
That was a
really,
nice
that's
bonus.
really cool.
All right.
And
So, yeah.
Pancakes,
yeah.
I have to ask you,
Uh-huh.
out of all the amazing breakfast items you could
Here we go.
possibly have,
Uh-huh.
how did you end up choosing pancakes as your name?
Well, honestly, I don't even like pancakes that much. I like waffles. When we were in Disney, I had Mickey waffles like every day.
so good.
Oh, that's
But-
great.
Hmm.
That's great.
Pancakes was the name of the stuffed bear I had as a child.
Okay.
So, special memory there, special fondness there. Like it makes me happy, makes me feel good, reminds me of what it was like to be a kid. So,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I think if I was going to be, and I was thinking about this since you guys are coming on the show, because I'm like,
let's go.
what would I be if my
Right.
name was going to be like a breakfast name? And I'd be like Pork Roll Ralph.
Pork roll Ralph
Oh my
goes
God.
crazy. No, I actually really like
I
that.
think I would be Parma McMuffin.
There you
Parma
go.
McMuffin. Oh,
I love that.
great.
I
There
can't
you
tell you
go.
how many times someone has approached Abby and I and been like, "Oh, your name's just Abby Jane. Your name should be like Bacon or
Right.
Scrambled eggs."
Right.
We're
Right.
lucky
Of
for
course.
that.
Of course.
Pancakes and bacon, pancakes and eggs, pancakes
Yeah.
and syrup.
Right.
I
Oh,
think
that's good.
one, but I
Pancakes
don't
and syrup.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Those
are
are the
so
three main
bad.
ones. Everyone thinks they're, but it's always those three.
That's
Not
great.
anyone thinks they're creative.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, staying with the wrestling theme just for a little bit here because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. But, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about sort of your journey into the world of professional wrestling? You know, how you kind of got started, and maybe how you guys kind of became a tag team too, because
Right.
you're not
Oh,
just
that's
a
a fun
tag team
story.
in the ring. You're also a tag team in real life as well. And obviously,
Right.
congratulations are in order.
Mhm.
With the
Thank
recent
Thank you.
engagement. That's,
Oh, you had it right.
Yeah, I got it ready.
Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, why don't you
Congratulations.
guys tell us just a little bit about how you guys got started?
I think I'll start. Well, basically, that's sort of a weird story, but I used to play like the competitive Pokemon trading card game,
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
love that.
and I had always been a fan of professional wrestling.
Mhm.
But I had a lock screen on my phone of like Damien Sandow drowning. When,
Oh,
like,
what?
Remember when John Cena threw
Oh, I
him in the river?
remember. I just
Oh.
Oh yeah,
That's so messed
let's
up.
cruise.
See, that's-
It's legitimately cruise the story because a wrestler that worked for Chikara saw the lock screen
Mhm.
at a Pokemon event and was like, "Hey kid, do you like wrestling?" And then we started talking. That
Right.
wrestler ended up being Worker Ant.
Oh,
the
nice.
second Worker Ant.
Nice.
I was gonna guess
Oh.
Ultimo Ant because that sounds like him, but
Right.
Right.
wow, that's awesome, Worker Ant.
That's
so
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I met him when I was like 12, 13.
Mm.
And like again, like my dream had always been to be a wrestler. So I was like,
Right.
hey man, like, where did you train? Where did you come up? And he showed me Chikara. And then from the age of like 13 on, I was like hardcore Chikara pilled. I was like, this is what I
Yeah.
want to do. This is everything that I love about
Mhm.
wrestling. I found the
Hell
ants
yeah.
and I was like, Fire Ant is my favorite thing in the world. Like, ever
Yep.
since then, I was like super like hard stuck. I have to go to Chikara. I have to be a part of
Mhm.
Chikara.
Right.
This is what I want. So then I just kind of went and did it and tried my best. And like that's where I met Abby. So if you want to take over how you
yeah.
found Chikara.
Tag in.
Yeah, tag in. Tag me in. Okay.
I'm very
Yes.
So I had been a fan of wrestling since I was around like the age of 13. That's just when like my whole family just started watching it because that's when the WWE network came out. So it's just
Right.
a lot more accessible. And especially like around that time is when like, the Four Horsewomen were in NXT.
Yes.
And that was obviously very
Yes.
appealing to me.
Mhm.
So after like Bailey and Sasha's match at Brooklyn in 2015, I was like
Yeah.
hard set on like this feels achievable to me now.
Right.
As a woman in wrestling, like I can go do this now.
Yeah.
So like since then, the age of like 15 till 18-ish, I was just like looking up like wrestling schools near me, best wrestling schools in the world. I was like
Right.
willing to like
Right.
move anywhere I had to find a great school, but I ended up
Mhm.
wanting to choose Chikara, which happened to be very close to me.
Right.
And so I went there, and after my first day, I was so immediately sure. I was like, this is the place for me, not only Chikara in general, but just wrestling as a whole. I was like, this is what I need and want to do.
It had a very special feeling, I think.
Yeah.
Like a very special welcoming feeling that felt like unlike anything else, like at least I had experienced in my life.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, same with me as well.
Yeah.
And so you've been training there for I think about a year before I
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
So we just
Right.
like met on my first day, and we just ended up hitting it off because I started in the summer of 2019.
Okay.
And so we had
Sort of throughout that summer, we sort of became friends.
yeah, because there was a bunch of Chikara did like the traveling shows at the baseball stadiums, which
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
like a couple shows every month. So there was a lot of opportunities for us to just spend like 10 hours with each other on like every weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then like throughout that like entire time, I developed like a little crush on her, but I was
Okay.
too scared to do
Okay.
anything about it until my two wingmen and hype man, Max Zero and
Yes.
Danger Hawk,
Yes.
convinced me. Like they added me to like a separate
Oh.
group chat. They're like, "Come on, you gotta do this. You gotta come on. This is all you, all you."
Oh.
That's
So
great. I
they
love
sort of
that.
hyped me up until I eventually asked her out in September of
Mhm.
like that same year.
Mhm.
And then that's kind of just been it ever since. We've been basically best friends ever since. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
great.
great.
And then from there on, it was kind of just like once we debuted like a year or two later,
Mhm.
we were doing our own thing, but we were like, we want to learn more about tag team wrestling. And so we would just do drills and stuff together in class. I think we were both in like separate tag teams at the time. We did Camp Leapfrog. I was with Abs and he was with the Crusher. But we were doing so many drills together and training.
Right.
We were like, why don't, I feel like it makes the most sense now if we just
for us to be a tag team
together.
I also think part of the issue with some of those tag teams, and like correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like we never really clicked with our tag team, not for any reason or whatever.
Right,
but
right.
We didn't know them as well as we knew each other.
Yeah.
So I think like that sort of missing link was solved as soon as we started tagging together because we thought we see things so similarly, especially in wrestling.
Exactly. Right. And it was like we just didn't have the chance to like work on as many, moves and stuff with our partner. We can like build up the chemistry with them as much just because we didn't, go to training every single day together like we did with each other.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so just from then on out, we just were like, we want to make tag team wrestling work. We want to be a force in not just intergender tag team wrestling, but just any tag team wrestling anywhere as a whole.
I think it quickly became our goal to want to push the boundaries of intergender tag wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for a while it was being championed a lot. And then all of a sudden, like that sort of shifted away. I don't know why. I don't know like the circumstances of that, but like I want to be able to do our best to like prove that this can work, like an intergender tag team. It not only work, but we can tell some really, really, really cool stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you see a lot now. I mean, especially on the indies. I mean, you see a good bit of like the intergender stuff represented really well in the tag team scene, and we used to see that in some of the bigger companies, and but we don't really see that too much anymore. Again, like you said, it's kind of gone back to that traditional wrestling, but. You make an excellent point there. If you have intergender wrestling, why not feature it in the tag team ranks as well? Because it's such a great opportunity to, sort of present that in a different way.
Yeah. Not to mention, regardless of gender, I would have nobody else having my back other than Abby. Like, listen, when she gets out there and she starts swinging, I get scared.
Nope, I'm gonna go over there.
Just have fun, bye.
I'm just gonna lay here in the corner and wait for the mayhem to stop.
Oh, that's so real.
Yeah.
Just gonna hang out to the side. Yeah. You can have fun in the ring. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Speaking of outside of the ring, what are some hobbies you both enjoy doing when you're not in training or not getting in the ring?
Video games is a huge one.
We're both pretty big gamers.
Yeah.
What
You've been playing Final Fantasy.
Some of the games you play. I was just gonna say, what are some of the
14.
games you've been playing?
Oh, you guys play 14?
Oh, 14? Yeah.
She does.
Yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for about a year is when I got into it.
So I have honestly not been on in about a year or two.
Oh, okay.
I moved away from some of my friends that were we were like getting together every Saturday. We had like multiple computers and PS4s hooked up to everything, and we were like all in one big room playing together. But since I moved away, I kind of got away from it. But I am so dying to get back into it because I just there's a reason why it's the number one MMO. There's nothing like it. It's such a great experience.
The community too seems so like, at least from an outsider perspective, seems so like friendly and welcoming and nice.
I'll get in like a
welcome. Right.
Oh yeah.
I'll get into
crazy.
the dungeon and I'm like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. And they're just like, no, like, you just have to go through here and do this thing. Whoa, this is so much different than World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Pancakes, what are you playing?
I play a whole lot of Pokemon. Like I've been sort of delving back into like the competitive video game side of things.
Oh, okay.
But like along with that, I really love Final Fantasy VII. So I've been playing like the remake again.
Oh, the remake is brilliant.
It's so good. It makes me so happy. Like that and like Kingdom Hearts make me feel like a kid inside. So I keep going back to them because I'm like, I don't know. I love it.
Gotta give it back to them,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys recently returned from a trip to Disney.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your trip and some of your favorite parts from your Disney experience?
Oh yeah.
I think there's no better way to describe it as like corny as it sounds, but like it was genuinely magical. Like I understand what people mean when they say Disney magic now. I get it. I am so in. It was amazing. Like it was so much fun.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. But like I know you were excited to go before, but I would like tell you about I don't know cool things.
Like,
you're like, there's no way it's that.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Like
there's no way.
I was like, I don't know, am I gonna like this much? Like, you know.
And so everybody knows Abby's been there before, but this was Pancake's first time.
Yeah,
right.
So,
yeah, this is my first time.
Yeah. First time's always the best.
Oh yeah, dude. First time was an
experience. You right through everything you had to see.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I had my first twice because I had one as a kid, but I don't remember it. So then I went as an adult.
Yeah.
So it was almost like I got to re-experience everything.
That's
as an
cool.
adult.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't even remember the first time. So this is now my first time.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't think I would get as excited like as an adult as I did to see like characters and stuff.
Oh right. Oh, that's the best part.
Yeah.
We were walking through Hollywood Studios and I saw Max and like the feeling in my stomach, I lost it. I lost it.
You're like,
right.
Oh my gosh, that's Max. It's Goofy Movie Max.
Right.
You're just like a little kid all over again.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think that's the real magical part of it is like you forget everything you know about everything and you're just like, man, just looking around at everything, you're like, wow, look at that. Like,
right.
you know,
You're just
seeing
in
the
awe of
characters
everything.
and-
You're just crazy. Like all the sights too.
Not to mention going through Galaxy's Edge. Like,
oh, dude.
Oh,
so
see,
cool.
I was there before all of
thinking
that.
about
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I have been to Disney a couple times, but the last time was like over 10 years ago. So
wow.
Galaxy's Edge wasn't built when I was there. So just seeing that was like that just made me feel like a kid again. All over Rise of the Resistance,
cool.
such a good ride. It's just like an experience all on its own for like 10 minutes that you're there, like literally just going through everything.
I can only imagine.
So then, as your first experience, what was your favorite country to stop at when going around the world?
That's a hard one.
We did attempt while he's thinking.
We attempted drink around the world.
Okay.
We did not go very far. Those drinks hit hard. Maybe Japan, honestly, because it was like violet sake and it tasted like juice, but it had alcohol in it. It was perfect. It was everything I wanted.
Right.
And of course, we go into the little like shop that they have set up there, and you see all the like Sanrio stuff,
Pokemon
stuff. Like, well, this is just all the stuff that we like.
We bought a bunch of Studio Ghibli prints of like different scenes from movies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
That's super cool.
Did you get to make a saber?
No, we did not.
Oh.
We did not make sabers.
We did not, but we were there with a group of friends, and some of them wanted to make lightsabers, and it was like if you're making one, you get to bring one guest.
So it worked out that everybody that was making one was able to bring another guest, so the whole group went together.
The experience is so cool. The experience is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm
glad we got to watch that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the experience was like, I don't know, that was worth it for me. Even if
that was worth it. Even if you get saber, that was such a cool. Yeah.
I just got to do that for free. That was cool.
And then we posed with our friends' lightsabers, so it's like we
still got a lightsaber.
Nice.
That's really cool. I got lost in Disney World one time. We were so I don't even remember what we were trying to find, but we're lost walking around Disney World, and we're in one of the countries, and we still don't have any idea at this point what country we're in, and we end up down this little alleyway, and we see this movie theater, like it's the very old school type movie theater with like the ticket booth out front, and the thing looks closed, but we can't find anybody else anywhere. So we walk up to this thing and we open the door and we go in, and there's like one person standing in there, and we asked them where we were, and they're like, oh, well, this is, movie theater. We're showing a movie very soon. If you want to go down and, sit in the theater. We figured, well, why not? I mean, we're doing something at Disney. So we go in and we sit down, and the curtain starts opening, and it's one of those movie theaters that wraps all the way around you. And they showed a cinematic movie of like helicopters and planes, like flying through France and just taping countryside and cities, and it was the most incredible thing.
That's
and
crazy.
We just found it because we were lost.
Yeah, you just stumbled onto it. I think that's the thing I like the most about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that's one of the things I like the most is that we could like stumble through like any place there, and like because for lack of a better term, like kayfabe is so good, there's always like something going on. There's someone in character.
Yep.
Like, we went to Oga's Cantina, and our bartender would not tell us where he was from. He only said Batu. He would not. We're gonna
leave like a review for him, and they asked for like the city that they're from, because all of them have like their name and then the place that they're from.
Right.
We're like, oh, where are you from? And he was like, Batu, born and raised. And he just like walked away.
That's super
That's
cool.
great.
So good, yeah. And then we got fun drinks at the cantina. They were all named after like Star Wars animals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
It's such a cool thing. It's such a cool.
Yeah.
I thought about doing, the whole hotel where it's like you are on space, like you're in space.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I just don't see it worth that much money for 2 days.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
think they're closing that now because they
Are they
weren't,
really?
yeah, they weren't making any money on it. Like,
well, it wasn't making sense to buy what they were offering. If it made sense for the price, of course you want to try it. But if it's like 2 days and that's it, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, we heard about that.
Yeah, someone like us mentioned it or something.
Yeah, because they're definitely closing just because they don't. There was just not enough people willing to pay that amount of money.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah, we did get to stay on a Disney resort
that's
on
cool.
location, so it was very easy to get to and from the parks each day. It was like so worth it for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that do that kind of stuff where they go like every year, but they get like the package with the the resort and the things.
Yeah.
That it's easy to just kind of get everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys had some amazing experiences there. Did you have any favorite rides during your trip?
Guardians?
Yeah, I think both of us. Guardians.
Yeah, that was good.
Positive Rewind ride. I don't know if this is a spoiler for anyone. That hasn't
Spoiler alert! If you don't want to know,
alert. They
the podcast or turn
yeah,
it
it's
off
like
or come back. Don't go away.
Don't go away. Just
Don't go away.
and then turn it back up in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Plug your ears.
So it's like a roller coaster that's like enclosed. It's all in the dark, but it looks like you're in space, like going through. But in true Guardians fashion, there's like a speaker right behind your seat, and they're playing there's a random chance of getting 1 out of 6 80s songs.
Oh, nice.
So the song that we got was "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" by Tears for Fears.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Hearing that come on as you're being like launched
It
in
was
space.
euphoric. I have never had anything like that in
We
my
came off
life.
the ride like crying because of
Yeah.
It was so good.
You were stream singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World throughout the ride, all 12 of us.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
It
awesome.
was amazing.
what a moment. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So have you guys been to both Disney World and Disneyland?
No,
No,
neither of
only
us have been
Disney
to
World,
Disneyland. I bet, So we've both been to Florida.
All right. Well, so I guess the answer to that is you prefer Disney World.
Or Disney
Yep,
World, yeah.
Boo, California bad.
I
Disney
did
World
see that.
good.
Yeah, I did see that Disneyland. I don't know much about the specific differences that they have outside of like a couple things, but I did see that they do have their Guardians ride is replace Tower of Terror, and so it's that kind of like drop ride.
Yeah.
It's just Guardians theme, and I do really want to do that, so we might
That's
have to
interesting.
to California
No.
now.
No, thank you.
I was too scared to go on Tower of Terror with
Nope, I'm not a fan.
I did not do that.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
I was
Never
like,
was a fan.
Well,
No, thank you.
So speaking of that, when I was down in Disney and talking about terrifying, and you can look this up online. They say this is the most terrifying thing Disney's ever had, and it was so terrifying there they had to take it away.
Oh, jeez.
Over in Epcot, they had something called the Alien Encounter.
Oh,
And you can actually watch the videos of this. So you go inside and they hype up this whole thing about how they've now figured out how to transport people back and forth. And what they were going to do is they were going to transport the whole audience to another location.
Right.
But they decided that would be too much work, too hard. So they were going to transport one person here to see us. Well, things get all screwed up, and instead of a person transporting, an alien transports. So you're actually sitting in this room where you're sitting like in the round, and there's this big giant tube in the center where the person is supposed to be transporting into. So when everything goes haywire, all the lights go off and things start flashing, and this terrifying alien monster shows up in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the power goes out and the lights are out, but they have speakers behind you.
Yep.
And you can hear the alien like breathing behind you. They have things that you can feel the alien like touching your neck and like drooling on your head. Like it was so terrifying. It scared little kids. But I rode that thing, and I will tell you right now, it was. I mean, I still have nightmares about it today. It was terrifying.
Terrifying.
I don't blame you.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that sounds scary. I think it was already gone by the time I went to Disney. I think they might have. I don't know if I'm thinking of something else. I'm pretty sure they replaced it with a Lilo and Stitch ride. If I remember.
there was something very you know
that
more
was very similar to
kid-friendly.
where
What a different vibe.
I guess it's like Stitch is an alien. He's like,
that was not as scary because it's more fun.
That's
fun
it's
Stitch.
cute.
It's not a horrifying alien encounter.
But they also had this ride there that was like an Alfred Hitchcock like tribute to Alfred Hitchcock. So you would go inside and you would sit in this big theater, and they would do this whole presentation where they would talk about Alfred Hitchcock, tell you about like the history of some of his movies. They had like the Psycho House set up, and they actually show you like live how they did like the shower scene and how they filmed it. So then when it's done, they drop this movie screen down, and it's like IMAX size right in front of you, and it's this giant movie presentation all about his different movies. And when it gets now, it's a 3D movie, so like you're seeing all of his like different films and things, and like you feel like you're right in it because it's this whole 3D thing. So then when they get to the birds is when the terror starts, because all of a sudden you see this like little rip in the screen, and you start seeing more rips, and all these birds start coming out of the screen, and thousands of birds are flying at you. Like,
oh my gosh,
Disney was a terrifying place if you know where to look.
It was not a very magical place at one point. It was more
there have been, Tower of Terror keeps that legacy going of like scaring little kids out of their mind.
Terrifying.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
You're too scared. Tower of Terror is one of my favorite rides, though, so I had to go on with the friends that could handle
friends that could brave it. Yeah.
Friends that could brave it.
Nice.
Well, we went and met Olaf while you did that. So.
You did. You went and with Olaf.
Yep. Very cool.
So Disney, as you mentioned earlier, is also known for some of their amazing soundtracks and songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite songs and or soundtracks from Disney?
When Will My Life Begin from Tangled.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the whole Tangled soundtrack.
The whole Tangled soundtrack.
I think it's very underrated. I don't know if it's just because like Frozen was the next princess movie after that. I think.
Right.
And kind of like just overtook everything, and so Tangled kind of got left behind. But I think the Tangled soundtrack is really, really good. We watched it. That was like one of our last movies we watched before Disney to hype ourselves.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's
good.
And yeah, it was great.
As ridiculous as this one sounds, it sort of relates back to wrestling, but I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah.
Because like, as a kid, I'd listen to that song and I'd be like, that's going to be me one day, but instead of being a king, I'm going to be a world champ. Like,
perfect.
I love
I still listen to it, and those are the thoughts and feelings that I have. So that's
I am not as big a Disney fan as others are, but I will say like The Lion King was just, I don't know. There's just something about it. Like it pulls you in.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's telling that I was able to watch that movie as like, I don't know, a 3-year-old and remember scenes from it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't think you can ever. I don't think we can ever forget the scene where Mufasa gets.
Oh my.
Yeah. That's like burned in everyone's memories. Forever.
Talk about scary Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have this animated movie that just runs the absolute gamut of emotions from one end of the spectrum to the other, but just incredibly fun stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that whole era of Disney movies is just so good, and the soundtrack for them as well. Like Hercules, I love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
so good. Absolutely.
Yeah, when I was in college, we did like a show with just like we just chose like songs from a few Disney movies to like do dances and sing to. It's the one that a group of girls did. We did Zero to Hero, and so we had like this whole like dance routine planned out for it. It was awesome.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I remember and again, I'm not the biggest Disney person, but certain things. I remember being really into The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my gosh.
For me, that was a
Good
big one. I was
movie.
like,
Yeah.
that's such a good movie.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, you didn't even.
I had not seen it until right before our trip.
Yeah,
I had
I
never
was like,
seen
all right,
it,
this is
yeah.
one you gotta watch now. Better do it now.
I was like, oh, this is my whole vibe. Like, I love this.
Yes.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Those are spoilers for later.
True.
Spoilers for later.
Yeah.
But I will say, who is your absolute favorite Disney character if you had to choose one, both of you?
I gotta
Disney
think.
character.
I have one, and I'll present later, but I want to hear yours first.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I love all the princess movies and have since I was a kid. I feel like, I don't know, for me, it might be Rapunzel, honestly. Like,
Ooh.
I was like, I guess a little bit older. I wasn't necessarily that prime age of like 3, 4, 5, whatever, when I was watching it. But
Right.
I just think it's such a good movie. And I love Rapunzel as a princess.
Yes.
And I got to meet her when we went to Disney.
We did get to meet
Yes,
her.
there you go.
Yes,
Nice.
we have a picture now with Rapunzel, which is awesome.
We did also Disney bound Rapunzel and Flynn.
We did, yes. That was our engagement dinner. We
Oh, nice.
wore a purple dress.
Nice.
We
Very
wore
cool.
I wore like the blue shirt over and a white shirt, and then like
Yeah.
khakis. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think for me it's Simba, but like
Yeah, okay.
simply because of the story that is told through Simba is like,
Mhm.
oh, that's what I want to be within professional wrestling. So
Right.
that's just I see that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
me, yay!
Right. All right. I'm
Sean,
not just
you
gonna
go for
say
it?
mine.
It's yours.
I'm gonna
Yep.
show mine. So
Oh,
Ralph.
here we
Oh.
go.
So
Oh
Ralph,
boy.
be right back.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
All right. Well,
He's gonna
while
come
he's
back with a
while
full
he's
story
doing
costume.
that, I will tell you that I was looking through. I do actually have one piece of Disney merchandise in this entire room. And by the way, this Captain America shirt was as close as I could get to anything
Like a Disney.
anything Disney. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm into everything they do. I just can't get enough of it. But I'm also very big into pirates. That all started from my tabletop role playing days when I had a pirate character, and so for Christmas a couple of years ago, my mom decided to go pirate nuts, and she bought me Captain Hook.
Oh my god.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Captain Hook is here in the studio. So that is my one. I will say, if I had to pick a favorite Disney character, mine would be Genie from Aladdin.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's a
gosh.
good
Because
one.
I love Aladdin. That's a good one too. While he's looking for his stuff, this was something I was thinking about, which kind of goes along the lines of this. But if you guys had to cosplay a Disney character, maybe for a wrestling match, maybe not, because listen, this kind of cosplay wrestling is getting really big.
Yeah.
But if you had to cosplay someone, who would you want to cosplay from Disney?
I don't know. We had
Ooh.
so we oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Don't do that when I'm taking a drink. That's not funny.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
It's also
That's
signed by him on
great.
top.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
see now, look at that. That's amazing.
Goofy heck
Love
was
it.
I
hard.
love that.
Oh, that's so great. You missed while you were gone. I said that my favorite character was Genie from Aladdin.
I was here. I heard.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I
did
did.
you hear my question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Good question.
All right.
That's
So
why I said Goofy, and I answered.
I got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I popped in.
Yes. So if you guys had to cosplay somebody, who do you think you'd want to cosplay?
I personally think Rapunzel and Flynn would be really fun.
Yeah.
Because then I can pretend to act confident and cool like Flynn is. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have a couple of ideas.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had like a bunch of ideas of like what we wanted to dress up as. We were so ambitious, we ended up only bringing one like cosplay outfit to Disney. But we also like Carl and Ellie from Up,
Yeah.
like when they're kids and they're wearing like,
Yes.
little, like
Oh,
overalls and the
That'd be
grape
a good one.
grape soda
Yes.
button. Eve and Wally.
Oh.
Yeah, getting like
adorable. That's
yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
I wanted to figure out a way to make Lightning McQueen and Sally work.
Yeah.
Somehow, like, figure out a way to make
Well,
it.
because now they have Lightning McQueen Crocs.
So I can, I need an
you
excuse
can
to buy
wrestle.
them.
You can wrestle.
Love
in
I can
that.
absolutely wrestle in Crocs.
Yeah. Like,
I get
Puff
the
does it all the
Why
time.
not? Why not?
Crocs, like a ka-chow when I super kick, like that's
Yeah. Oh, that's
yes,
great.
that's perfect. That is perfect.
Great. I love it.
If Marvel also counts, Star-Lord and Gamora would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you
That
have
would
to
be really
every time
fun.
you super kick. Now you have to say ka-chow.
Ka-chow!
Oh,
Going
yeah,
forward.
that's
That's your new bit. That's your new
Yep.
bit.
Good.
Going forward.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is now a rule.
It's too good.
Linguini and Ratatouille.
Linguini and Remy.
Yeah.
Well, I said it too. I meant Remy.
I know you meant Remy.
Yeah.
So,
It's
did you
pretty
guys
cool.
watch any of the Disney shows growing up?
I wasn't really a Disney Channel kid as a kid. I
Mhm.
don't really know why. I never watched Disney Channel.
Right.
Like I would see like some stuff that came on like Kim Possible.
Mhm.
I watched a whole lot of Sweet Life.
Okay,
Oh,
nice.
Sweet Life was like my
Nice.
show for a while.
I
Yeah.
watched
Mhm.
Phineas and Ferb, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one's good too. That one's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Gravity Falls counts, but we love Gravity Falls.
Oh, Gravity
Yeah.
Falls is a
That's
great
like a big
show.
exception for
Yeah.
us.
That's a
Yeah.
great- I don't know if it counts, but that's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the dipper hat.
Yeah, I got a dipper hat and I brought it to Disney. I think it's in the back there.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
But I got so many compliments on it. Like one guy like that worked there like came up to me and just like stared at me and he's like, Dipper, want to make a deal? And then he like
That's
points his
so
name tag and
Yes.
his name is
It
Bill.
was
That's
so
awesome.
funny.
Oh,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
no. I'm
Can
good.
I just have a drink now?
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna date myself here, but when I was growing up, Disney Channel was still a pay channel. Like you
Oh,
had to
wow.
actually, it was
wow.
a subscription pay channel,
Oh.
and so I was like one of the only kids in my class that had the Disney Channel, and back then
Wow.
there was a lot of all of the old Mickey Mouse like cartoon shorts they would do
Yeah.
all the time,
that's
and they did a lot of like the Mickey Mouse Club, and then they had like the updated Mickey Mouse Club. But the big thing I remember was they had a live action Adventures of Winnie Pooh.
Oh yeah.
Like, a live action
Oh,
one.
we
It
have
was,
the rights.
yeah.
No, we're
Yeah, that's the one that's like the one big thing I remember.
the
But
one
yeah, we had
thing
to
left,
pay for it
yeah.
back then. So
Wow.
like I was like one of the only ones that had it, but it was it was like such a cool thing to have back then, because you're like, oh wow, look, I get to watch all this cool stuff. And,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would still be strutting around school like I'm
I
a kid
have
with
Disney
Disney.
Channel.
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah,
Just
did
flaunt it.
you guys
Just
see
flaunt
Disney
it.
Channel this morning? Of course you didn't.
I
Yeah.
did not.
I did.
Just
Yeah.
flaunt it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's me. So speaking of that, did you guys were either of you ever fans of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Is
I
that your
was.
thing?
I was not.
I love
I
Mickey
kind of
Mouse.
missed
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah,
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
you were a big fan.
Yeah, I liked it. I also have like a lot of younger siblings, so it was
Mhm.
still like on like by the time I
Oh.
like wasn't really like
Yeah.
watching like Disney like Junior or whatever it was on
Mhm.
anymore. But I was still jamming out to the theme song. 'Cause it's really
Well then, I guess this question is more for you, Abby, than for Pancakes. But who would you say is your favorite celebrity that came out of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Oh, I don't even know.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I don't even remember like exactly.
Like, who was on it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's just like poof.
I definitely know it was Brittany and Justin, I believe.
I
Yeah,
said Justin, but I also just like NSYNC, so
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Here we go. Now it's all coming out.
big
Love
NSYNC
that.
kid. Yeah, I actually won like dance trophies as a kid
Oh my god.
because
Oh,
I would
yeah?
do like the Bye 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 music video like
Oh, wow.
Yes.
verbatim.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of like trophies from that.
Which is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, no, I could not bring myself to any of that. However, I will say my wife is a huge New Kids on the Block fan.
Yes.
Oh,
And
same.
she
So
won
good.
she won tickets to
So
a concert
good.
in Hershey this summer.
No.
Oh,
on the
that's
radio.
awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
Hell
so
yeah.
she is going to see New Kids on the Block with a selected friend of her choice. And she will not be attending.
You're
I could not
behind.
I could not bring myself. I think it's them, Paula Abdul, and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
That's
Whoa.
awesome.
Like that is the
That
show.
sounds
Yeah,
so
right?
so cool.
She's
Yeah.
going with a selected
Yes.
friend. Yes. But I just can't. I don't know. I can't bring myself. It's
That's fair.
So, who was your
Hopefully
favorite
she'll have fun.
character to meet in Disney? Like, who had the best like interaction with you? while you're out there.
Yeah,
Max gave us like a big high five, and like he like pointed at our like engagement buttons, and he was like, I don't know. That was
So my ring is actually it's a Beauty and the Beast ring. I don't know if it's obvious at all. It's like a little rose.
Nice. That's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So I showed it to him, and I was like, "Oh, it's a Beauty and the Beast ring," and he was like, "Oh." that was awesome.
That's great.
Did you guys have like a favorite food you had there, a favorite meal you had?
Favorite restaurant?
This is gonna make us sound too fancy. I don't know.
Well, so we wanted to do Be Our Guest, the Beauty and the Beast theme dinner, and then Cinderella's royal table was also a must, at least for me. Just I love it. But obviously it's like very expensive dinners, but it's just a flat rate. Like you pay for the dinner, and then it's like you can have whatever you want off that menu. And I was like, well, if we're gonna pay this amount for a dinner, like I'm just gonna get the fanciest thing on here. So both those dinners, I had filet mignon, and it was very good.
Yeah.
I regretted not having filet mignon for Be Our Guest, but I had it at the royal table, and like my appetizer was like grilled shrimp, and then I had like cheesecake for dessert, and I was
awesome.
It was my favorite thing ever. Yeah.
So good.
Wow.
What resort did you stay at?
Oh yeah.
You said resort?
Yeah.
All Star Sports.
Yeah, we stayed at All Star Sports.
Because we're wrestlers, they gave us a discount.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I never stayed at that one, but it was cool. They had like stuff on the walls. It was like
Big LeBron was up there.
Yeah, they had LeBron there, Tony Hawk.
Yeah, and Tony Hawk.
So did you guys just do Disney World, or did you do any of the other parks?
We did Disney World for I think we had tickets for 6 days, and then we did one day at Universal day,
which ended up being cursed. We got a tornado warning, which is why I laughed.
Oh no!
Because it was quite insane.
Yeah, so we knew that there was going to be some sort of storm coming in around like 4 or 5, and so we were like, okay, we're going to go in when the park opens, just do as much as we can, and then leave.
Right.
And so we were just trying to we love Harry Potter, so we kind of just wanted to take our time on the experiences, like the Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley and the shopping and everything. We did get wands.
Oh, cool! Nice. Did you do the wand ceremony?
We did, yeah. We
so cool.
It was very cool. And so we did all that. We rode on a couple of the coasters that they have. Did the Harry Potter rides. But then it was we wanted to eat before we went back to the hotel. So we sat down for dinner, and it's we should be fine. And then all of a sudden we just see tornado watch, storming in. We had to move out of the little covered area we were sitting in, to run inside the building.
Yeah.
It was insane.
We gotta go now.
Yeah, it was very scary. I was well, I don't know what to do now.
Panic.
Where's my Quidditch broom? I need to ride away.
Right. I need to fly out of here.
We need to fly away.
I could Superman punch a tornado if I needed to. Just like Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
His theme song.
Oh yes.
He said
so brilliant. Not for nothing, but version 1 was my favorite version of Matt Hardy. Because I love the Matt facts. The Matt facts were the best part of it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I started doing this with my hands down.
Yes. Love it. That's great. Awesome. I missed all I missed all the Harry Potter stuff because I was there long before that. Again, dating myself as to how old I'm, the oldest person on any of these podcasts, but I was there at Universal or when they did the Back to the Future ride.
Yeah,
I was there.
I'm so mad.
There you go.
I wrote it 10 times because I was I'm one of the hugest Back to the Future fans. I go crazy for it, and I wrote it 10 times. I was so excited, but
I have a Back to the Future.
I wasn't sure if the post.
Yes, I see it. Oh, there it is.
I have the Back to the Future on.
Yes,
with,
love
cartoons.
it. Love it.
Yeah.
So
cool.
What are your Hogwarts houses?
We're both Hufflepuff.
Okay.
I feel like everyone could see that coming.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Did you do the official test to make sure?
Yeah. Well, I did, and I got Hufflepuff, and I was that's cool. I feel that makes sense for me. But
As a kid, I would do it like over and over again, and I would get Hufflepuff. Like, no, that's not cool enough. I need something cool. No, I'm a Gryffindor. I know I am. But now I accept it. I accept being a Hufflepuff.
Now you're like, all right, cool. Let's just accept who we are. This is who we are. I always thought I was a Hufflepuff, but then I did the test and it said I was a Ravenclaw. So.
Oh, there we go.
That's cool too.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into our main event here, I just want to thank you for watching this episode. If you are enjoying what you're watching, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button so you know when all of our brand new videos are coming out. Just destroy it. Just destroy it. Punch it like a tornado.
Yes.
Make sure you're following us on all the socials at Opinion City Pod, and please follow us at Ben Frank Connect. That gets you everything we do, everything ABJ does. That gets all of our stuff. And then of course, guys, we got merch.
Buy some merch.
You love wrestling merch.
We
love providing you with wrestling merch. Who does not want to wear a cool looking Opinion City Podcast shirt, hat? Who does not want to drink their coffee out of a Ben Frank mug? Come on. So hit us up.
Ben Frank on their mugs.
That's right. So Linktree/Opinion City Pod. Hit us up there. We've got lots of merch for you.
Oh yeah.
And that is going to bring us to our main event.
Whoa.
So we say this all the time, and we make these videos for the podcast because we love watching the videos and we love the music and we love dancing to them because nobody sees us when the video's playing. So
I felt
the honest
weird for
reactions.
dancing.
Sometimes
the honest reactions that like our guests give to when they hear.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we just hop in here and throw a video on and watch it because we love the music.
We love it. Just throw it on.
Yes. So it is main event time.
Spoilers are now lifted. We can now talk deep dives. We're doing top 5 Disney movies. We're excited.
It's time.
This is your list. So whoever wants to go back and forth, however you want to do it, whoever wants to go first, take it away.
Oh my gosh. I feel like there's so many. I don't even know how to start by breaking it down. Well, at least for me, I don't know, Disney's always been in my life. So it's Disney everywhere.
I think I have my top 5 in my head. Do we want to start with 5 and work our way up?
I feel like I can't even write one. I'll try.
You can just give us your 5. But if that's fine.
I'm going to start with Up. Just
Up.
I feel like Up was a movie that I saw when I was I don't remember how old I was specifically, but I was in my teens, and I feel like that movie made me understand emotions. If that makes sense.
I will still to this day watch that intro and sob.
Yeah.
Sob. Uncontrollably
I think purely because of that, it is on my top 5. It has to be. Also, the story of Carl and Ellie feel special to us.
Right.
She did 1 year for an anniversary.
Oh yes.
Get me my adventure book with a bunch of pictures of us from
that's
Wrestle
awesome.
Factory and throughout wrestling.
Really cool.
It was the cutest thing I've ever.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's a good pick because that's I don't know anybody that hasn't seen that movie and doesn't have some sort of feel about it. It just
emotional reaction unless they have no soul.
Wow,
but
that's a good pick.
But even if you have no soul, that movie will make you cry.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That movie will get to anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't care who you say. I don't care who you say. If you I don't cry to movies. No, this movie will make you.
Yeah,
uncontrollable.
This will get you.
Yeah, definitely.
Great pick.
I know for me, I feel like I'm gonna be oh, is that really one of my top 5? Am I just thinking about it?
No,
but one of my top 5.
I
not second guess.
Top 5. So
No second guessing. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Just say it.
One of my favorites is Frozen, and I know it's people think it's
No.
overrated now.
No,
I watched it when it came out.
Like that.
I was I love all the songs, I love the story, and I think it's been so loved and was just so rushed in with everyone loving it that now it's
I will say it is the most overplayed soundtrack out of any of the movies.
Yeah. It is, but Let It Go is a banger.
Yeah. It is.
It's
but it's
banger.
overplayed.
That's kind
so
of how I
much.
feel about Frozen. We need to just let it go. I'm not.
No.
The song did it for me. That I just.
That was it.
Yeah. Very overplayed, but I think the whole soundtrack is good. And I still like the movie. And I think I don't know. It was like at a weird time where I was like a teenager, so I was like trying to like gauge if I was like, I don't know,
Still into like.
am I like
Disney or not?
still in like Disney or not? Yeah.
Right.
But I was like, that happened, and I was like, no, I still love this. I still want to be a fan of it.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
and for how overplayed that song was, everybody knows that movie. Everybody knows that song. Like it's
Yep.
just it's something Disney that is ingrained in you. Where we were watching some terrible television show this morning, and I told my wife, I'm like, you just need to let it go. And I started singing the song, like
Yes!
just out of nowhere.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she was like, you did not sing that right. I'm like, yes, I did. She's like,
I
no,
did.
you added an extra let it go. I'm like, yeah, but it fit. Like, what is?
It matched up, right?
It should be there in my heart.
That's right. That's right.
All right,
All
number
right.
4.
Cool. Number 4. Only because I haven't seen this movie as recently as some of the other ones, I'm gonna say Goofy movie.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love
good
Goofy
call.
movies so much. Like I would
Goofy is
watch it
so good.
nonstop as a kid. Again, this is why meeting Max meant so much to me.
Yes.
Like I would literally there was a video store in walking distance to my house as a kid. So I would walk to the video store, get Goofy movie on like a Friday, keep it all weekend, return it Monday morning, and then that loop every weekend.
Just keep
forever.
going.
Yeah.
Just keep going with it.
I
Yeah,
love.
right.
I can watch that movie forever. Like
That's a great movie.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's
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 where my
a
love for
fun
Goofy
movie.
came from. Was
Yeah.
good.
So
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
So
My
good.
question is that I've never seen Goofy movie. I want to.
Shun the
Oh,
non-believer.
no.
Yeah,
Shun the
okay,
non-believer.
you see how hard? See,
Oh, no.
see.
Wow.
I want to, but I know you love it so much.
Shun.
Like I can't watch it without you.
True.
But we
True.
keep
To
forgetting
the-
that we want to see it.
We need to sit down and watch. That's
to
what
the
we-
detriment of Opinion City, I feel like we should just end this podcast now and you should go
No.
watch it. I mean, we're not going to do that,
Well, we
but
do have to
Just our
watch
plan.
it.
We'll watch it together.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
This is the podcast now.
yeah,
Right.
you need it's,
Yeah.
you see Goofy in a whole different light.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gives
it's,
Goofy like a character.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
crazy.
seen
It's
I've
so
seen, like,
much fun.
clips and gifs from it. But I just haven't seen it.
Comparing
can't
the
believe-
Goofy you see in a Goofy movie to the Goofy from Kingdom Hearts is really funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe though how like ingrained Goofy movie has become in like pop culture because I don't
Absolutely.
know I don't
love
know
it.
anybody that doesn't bring that movie up or doesn't talk about that movie like if they're really into
It's
Disney.
a classic.
Yeah,
I thought it was way more
Classic.
niche than it actually is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
it's a big deal.
very popular. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. I just
Shun
haven't.
the
I don't know.
non-believer.
But I definitely
Shun.
need to, and I want to. But I just
Yes.
have to watch it with you. Sit
Yes.
down and focus all our attention on
Yes.
That's right. Okay, so Abby, you're up. What do
it.
you got?
I think I love Beauty and the Beast.
Mm.
I mean, obviously, but,
Sure.
but that's
Now,
a like.
do you mean the animated version back in the day, or do you mean like
yes, yes,
Okay,
the
good,
original.
good, good, good. Okay,
I have not
gotcha.
seen the live action one
Me
just
neither.
because I'm
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
why would I watch that when I could just watch the animated one?
Yeah,
and there's been
right.
a couple times where I'm like,
Yes.
maybe I will watch the live action, but then I just like look at it and I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I want to watch the cartoon.
It's not bad.
Yes.
yeah, I'm
I've
sure
not
it's
seen it.
bad, but
it's also just there.
yeah,
Mm.
that's kind of what I think. Like it's there, but I would rather just watch the animated one just because of how classic.
It's
it is.
it's hard because even if the movie's good, you're still going to compare it to the animated one. You're
Right.
still going to be like,
Yeah.
I like that one
Exactly.
better. Like that's what I
Yeah.
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a
POG.
tall task of the live action ones to attempt to even like compare or outdo the animated
Yeah.
ones.
You're right. Very
Yeah,
hard.
have you guys seen the live action Little Mermaid?
Not
I have
yet,
not.
but I actually
I'd
do.
really
I
like
want to
to.
see that
Yeah.
one. I do love the original, but
Yeah.
I am interested. I have heard that like the live action one gives like Prince Eric a song. I think like he
Oh,
has his
wow.
own little like
Hmm.
character arc.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Oh
Like,
cool.
that would be
Okay.
cool to
Might-
see. Like
yeah.
then you're adding something new to the
Sure.
original
Yeah.
story, and that's like interesting.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
my wife is really big into the Little Mermaid, and she wants to see it, and I've just been like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Again, it's the whole live action thing. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that's
how I
not where
feel
we're at on
about
it.
right.
but All right.
Well,
What
speaking
do we
of
got
Little
next?
Mermaid,
Yes.
Little
Okay.
Mermaid is my 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
What a
Okay.
It's
great
for-
segue.
It's for a super ridiculous reason.
Why?
no.
I am half Trinidadian, so that's like an island in the Caribbean.
Okay.
And hearing Sebastian sing as a kid, for me, was like, oh, that sounds like my family. Like that is
Oh,
a
nice.
piece of
wow.
representation
Nice.
that I don't have
Mhm.
Nice.
anywhere else. So that movie's always like had a special place in my heart. Not to mention I love like sea creatures, sea life, sea animals. So
Right.
Mhm.
just the whole vibe of that movie like makes me happy. And Part of Your World slaps. So
Of course.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think
That's a
it's
good
one of the
pick.
best princess songs.
oh,
probably.
absolutely. Yeah.
Under the sea. Come on. Under the
Yeah,
sea.
like
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
the Ursula boss fight in Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna keep shoehorning Kingdom Hearts in, but the Ursula boss fight's hard, and that makes me like the movie even more for some
That's
reason. I
great.
don't know.
That's
'Cause
great.
you're like, whoa, I was there.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I did that.
I did that. I did
Yeah.
that.
While we were talking about the live action movies, I haven't seen this one in a while, but I keep like thinking about it, like, oh, that was really good. I love the live action Cinderella, actually.
Okay.
That is one I do think is
Okay.
better than the original,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
actually.
Ooh.
I
have not seen
just think it's
Hot
like a
take.
beautiful movie.
Hot
Yeah,
take.
I know that's what
Yeah,
that's
well,
what
I
hot
think-
takes of the day.
That's definitely a hot take.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the original is beautiful and I love it.
Mhm.
And Cinderella is my favorite princess as a kid. Which is, I don't know, maybe that's why I like the new one so much.
Could be. Yeah.
I just think they do Cinderella's story wonderfully. And, you know, everyone has very good characterization, development.
Right.
And her dress is beautiful. Like just the way they brought it to life. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
Sometimes some of the animated movies can be a little too silly. And then when
Yeah.
you take that subject and you put it into a live action movie, it kind of gives it more of a, because Cinderella is a very dramatic story. You know,
Yeah.
it's a very
Definitely
dramatic
is.
love story, and there's
Definitely.
a lot of different parts to it. But maybe putting it in that live action world kind of gave it more of a real sort of dramatic feel rather than maybe
Yeah.
being a little over the top and silly. Maybe that's what it needed.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I know you haven't seen it yet, but
I have not seen the live
All right,
action.
so
I
once
would
this is
definitely
done,
watch
I'm gonna watch Goofy movie and he's gonna watch.
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
That's a
That's
good
two.
trade off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trade.
yeah. I'll take that.
Good
I'll take
trade.
that too.
Yeah.
It's
right.
on here first, folks.
Yeah.
It was real.
That's an
It was
Opinion
on
City
camera.
exclusive.
It was
That was
on
real.
camera.
This is
That's right.
happening.
Cool. So my 2 now? This is
Number
my-
two.
Up to
All
two.
right. I'm gonna say Tangled.
Okay.
That movie, I think for me, this is gonna again sound weird, but I think it helped me like give myself a sense of independence, so to speak.
Okay.
Like I saw that movie when I was like a teenager, and like
Mhm.
I never thought about like how the actions of like my parents impacted me, or like how the things that they wanted impacted the things that I want.
Right.
And like
Mhm.
through watching that movie and seeing Rapunzel's story, I sort of was like, oh, like I can want different things. That's okay. Like it taught me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a very valuable life lesson. So like
Right.
that's it, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. Like for that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
Abby?
Back to Abby. What do you got?
I think I don't know. Now it's getting hard because like I feel like I'm definitely like leaving something out.
Mhm.
We also watched this one kind of recently, but I really love Coco.
Oh, that
It's
was a
a-
very
it's-
good movie.
yeah.
That was a very good movie.
Very good. My sister, that's one that when she was younger, she wanted to watch it like every single day.
Mhm.
So I watched that one a lot.
Yeah.
But the music is beautiful. I love the colors of it, and they just present everything so well. And I feel like in recent times since Frozen, they wanted to do a lot of like twist villain scenarios.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
that's
was
kinda
one
really
that I
good
thought
thing. Yeah.
like actually really worked, and so that's also cool. Like they did it in a very good way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Did I take your pick?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I love
Oh,
Coco.
Okay.
boy.
I have a
Boy,
different.
that would have been a
Oh,
disaster.
no. Disaster.
My one is Lion King. It has to be
Yes.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Lion King
Always.
is. Oh, we talked about it earlier.
Always.
It's such a special
Yeah.
movie.
Such a
Like,
good movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
The emotional
man.
roller coaster it takes you on is insane.
Dude,
The soundtrack is. I probably listen to that soundtrack more than anything else. Like,
soundtrack is
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Movie is good and awesome and also terrifyingly sad. But, you know,
Mhm.
I think it hits on all beats. Like it just
it's every beat.
It does Disney in the best way possible. Like, I think that's the best example of a Disney movie. You know?
Yeah.
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 I did like Lion King 2. I don't remember Lion King 3.
I also don't remember 3.
Or it being good.
Yeah.
That's probably why you don't remember it, because they're just like, well, you know,
that was okay.
It's like part of the
you know.
original, though. It's just so good.
Especially when some of those scenes are so ingrained in your brain. Like,
dude, vividly. Just like you can picture everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite soundtrack, just because I feel like a lot of that music is just so iconic. Like the minute you hear
Absolutely.
it brings you right back to that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't know. I think my favorite might be Tangled. I know you're already talking about it, but I'm like thinking about it. Like I was trying to think about it beforehand, and I was like, I don't know. Like I think Rapunzel's probably my favorite princess now. I love all the songs from it.
Right.
I've watched that movie so many times. Yeah, I've just like never gotten sick of it, and I just love it so much.
I don't know if this is accurate, but I feel like after we watched it this most recent time, like you get through the movie, and I'm like, oh, I could sit down and watch that whole thing again and be completely content and happy.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I feel like we like go back to watch it, and I like know all the words and I know everything that's gonna happen like so well. But it's just because I love it that much, it's just like imprinted itself on me.
So when are you using the frying pan as a weapon in a match?
Soon when we cosplay
yes
match.
Yes. You need to do a New Day and have a plate full of pancakes and start throwing them in the crowd.
Frying pan.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, that's the new thing.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we even need to cosplay for that. We can just do that. That's my new foreign object. Everything else matches.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Sean, do you have a favorite Disney movie?
Oh God, there's so many. I don't know. I don't remember if it was Disney or not, but I do have a movie that's so vividly in my head that I love that nobody talks about anymore ever, and that's The Page Master.
Ooh, Page Master. I think that is.
It is
Disney.
It's one of the original animated / live action movies that they did. That was like a combined effort. Like sometimes you were animated, sometimes you're. It was just so good.
Okay,
so good.
I feel like I vaguely know what that is, but I'm not sure.
Yes, that is not Disney, but that's still a good.
Such a great movie.
Still a good movie. Yeah, I grew up in the time of a lot of like the live action Disney movies, like Flight of the Navigator and like really old stuff. But you know, I think if I had to pick a favorite, and they're very much it's almost like a tie. I have to say Wreck-It Ralph, of course, because I was kind of hoping. I love that movie.
My honorable mentions. I love Wreck-It Ralph.
It's so much fun. Such a good movie, but I also really, really like the original Toy Story.
Oh yeah.
So you know,
good.
like those, it's hard for me to pick one of those. I do remember growing up watching, and this is kind of getting back to the soundtracks. I remember watching the animated Robin Hood.
Oh yeah,
because the songs in that are so good. Like they're
awesome.
Very much
absolutely.
That was what we like. I had watched in school. Like I don't know why, but like a teacher chose to put that on, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Like,
right.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that wrapping up our top 5, let's get into some upcoming events.
Yes.
All right. So it's upcoming events time. So why don't you guys tell us what you've got coming up? Where can people see you? What do you got going on?
January 27th, we will be back in Maryland for Flying V Super Art Fight. Honestly, one of the coolest, most unique shows I have ever been a part of, specifically the Super Art Fight show.
Oh, cool.
Flying V is one of our favorite places to work. We love the people there.
So
and we keep hearing that from guests. A lot of guests are bringing up how
Flying
great
V is.
Flying V
all
is.
Good things. All good
it is
things.
easily the like one of the best places I have ever worked. Everybody there is like, it feels like family. It gives me that like a little bit of that Chikara vibe,
right?
That I used to get. You know, like it it's definitely been a nice little home that we've had.
Yeah.
Where is the Flying V out of?
It's Maryland. It's in Silver Spring.
Silver
Maryland.
Spring.
It's
That's
at
right.
the Black Box Theater.
Mhm.
So the lighting and everything is super cool. It like feels like just a very like well done
I have
professional
never
show.
felt more
just
like a superhero.
Yeah.
than
Nice,
that Flying V,
nice.
and that's all I can ask for.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
All right. Very
Yeah,
cool.
and WrestleMania's in Philly. So
Yes.
Yeah,
so we'll be there at least just to watch some of the amazing shows that are there.
I'm trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
long media tickets.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna have to hook up because we're gonna be in Philly for the whole week.
Oh yeah.
Speaking
we're
of
gonna be there all
Philly,
week.
Oh, nice.
We're doing as of right now, we're doing the Wednesday night Labor of Love Wrestle John show.
Russell John
Ooh.
show.
We'll be there at their show, and then once they crown their first ever citywide champion, we'll be grabbing the first interview with the champ. So
Nice.
that'll be
Having
that'll be
our
really cool.
first
So yeah, we'll have to
Fireside chat with the champ.
yeah,
Nice.
the wife and I are going to Mania this year. I've been waiting for it to come back to Philly for a long time, and this is
Yeah,
like,
yeah, us too.
yeah, she's I've been to 2 Manias before. She's never been
Same.
to one, so
Oh, that's
Ooh.
cool then.
Yeah,
this
that's
will
awesome.
be
The first
exciting for her.
experience,
But
yeah.
we're hoping to do a lot more. So yeah, we'll have to hook up when we're down in.
Definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely.
That'd be really cool.
Cool.
So
All right.
for us next week, what we got, Ralph?
All right, so our we have on the
Let him
show
know.
next week.
Let him know.
Yeah, we'll be joined by Weber Hatfield and Shay McCoy
Let's
of
go.
the
Yeah.
Outfielders.
Oh, that's awesome.
Their episode is entitled an even cuter podcast.
Yes.
So-
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I
so-
don't know about that.
Yeah, well, so
I'm
so
we'll
we'll be
about that one.
so we'll be interviewing them next week. That'll be at a very special recording time. We're actually recording at
Brunch time, baby.
brunch time.
time.
9:30 a.m. We'll be recording
Right
for
now.
some. Yeah, we're gonna have a morning edition of Opinion City. But while you're waiting for that next episode to come out, we've got. You can check out last week's episode with Sydney Bacabella. That's
Go
up
back
on
and watch the chaos because chaos
our
definitely
YouTube channel
was
right now,
ensued.
and Pancakes is giving him a big thumbs down.
Ooh.
He's booing him as well.
He's
Great.
doing them as well.
So you can check out episode 36. That's up on our YouTube. And also on our YouTube, we have our Wrestling with Life series. Episode number 2 came out this
Yep.
week, and we
Mhm.
interviewed Virgil from the Mahoning Drive-In.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Those of
Check
you
that
who
out.
know the Mahoning Drive-In, that's the home of Real Rumble every year, which is a super cool show. And honestly,
Yeah.
the Mahoning Drive-In
Yeah.
is a super cool place. Please support them any way you can. They're the only
Mhm.
35 millimeter drive-in left in the world.
Yep.
So, get out there and support them. So those are 2 things you can check out while you're waiting for next week's episode. So it's been a fantastic episode. We want to thank our special guests, Abby Jane and Pancakes, the newly engaged Abby Jane and
Yes.
Pancakes.
Yes,
And
yes.
I will say this: if you are able to see Abby Jane and Pancakes on a show somewhere, obviously please go and see them because they
Go do
are amazing talents. They're so much fun in the
Yes,
ring.
yes.
But also please go to their merch table because they have some of the coolest merch and their stickers are amazing. You have to get stickers from both of them because they do
Yes,
such
absolutely.
cool artwork on their stickers.
Absolutely.
You please
Thank you.
support them. I've got one sticker from each of you is currently on the laptop because they're just such cool merch. So please go out and support Abby Jane and Pancakes.
Yes.
And
We always
we-
have our sticker socks, so come on out.
yeah, awesome. So again, we want to thank you for joining us this week with our special guests Abby Jane and Pancakes, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you so much.
This is Ultimo Ann here. You're listening to Opinion City Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy trails to you till we meet Okay, thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.